In my experience, individuals have become homeless either due to some sort of unfortunate event or falling out with family members or discharged from a facility. And then once that has happened, they usually don't have like a supportive network to fall back on, and they don't know community resources, and so that leaves them homeless.
My name is Victoria. I'm 43 years old, and I've been on and off homeless for the last 5 years.
My name is Matt Horn, and I am the Outreach Program Manager for our Homeless Services Division.
My name is Dan Shetka. I'm 47 years old, and I've been homeless for 8 years.
My name is Triana Mungavin. I'm the Clinical Manager for People Incorporated's Homeless Services, and I've been there for a little over 2 years.
Suleiman Haru, 37 years old, and I've been homeless for about a good 4 or 5 years.
So a lot of my friends or family will ask me this question, and they ask about, well, how did people become homeless, or didn't they choose to be homeless? And I think that presupposes a couple of different things. So the one thing that I've learned through my work here at People Incorporated is that everybody's story on how they became homeless is different. And it's unique to each person, but there's some common themes or some common threads that tie them all together.
What I did before I became homeless, I had a 6-figure a year job. I worked with a public advertising committee. I was in public relations. I was an executive of my company. I owned my own business. I owned a beautiful home. I owned every car, every luxury. And through all that, even though that I was on top of the world and I had everything I ever wanted, I was never happy.
Had a house, job, just happened overnight.
I was, working, had a job and stuff, and background came back, check came back because of my felonies. Pretty much lost the job, and I basically, went homeless after that.
I got married 6 years ago. I divorced through my alcoholism, and through all the part of my homelessness, it's all been about alcohol. But not only did I lose my home, my house, my job, my children, I lost my dignity, my self-worth, and my self-respect for myself.
I lost my house. I ended up in jail. My job was gone. Everything that I owned was in the house. Stuff my mom and dad owned and grandpas. I think I was struggling with my mental illness, and a lot to do with my self-medicated.
People become homeless at a certain point in time because they can't afford housing. And there's a lot of reasons why they couldn't afford housing when they became homeless, and those reasons really vary.
I suppose my first stint of homelessness, I was probably 24, and I was addicted to narcotic pain medication, so I was couch hopping from place to place to place. And through that process, I was doing the whole coming out of who I was, my gender identity, to being a gay man, to being a drag queen on stage.
I was doing construction, some auto mechanics out of my backyard, spending time with my daughter.
I was still, going from like house to house. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't real stable. Pretty much, living day by day.
Homelessness can mean the loss of many things, and oftentimes it's more than just losing your home.
Homelessness to me means more than losing your home, losing your family, it's losing your morals and values and your dignity, and not having a place to go, and having nobody cares about you, and going into a homeless shelter and sleeping on a mat and they're pushing you out the door at 6 o'clock in the morning. This is not fun.
A lot of sentimental value things, friends, family. It's no small range. It's everything, basically.
really doesn't have, nobody there for you. It affects you at all levels. I don't know. I guess everything under the sun.
The hardest thing I ever lost was my dignity and my self-respect for myself. If I could take it all back, I would.
My will, it did a lot for my mental health. It hurt to go on. I mean, it's like my ambitions were down, and just everything goes away.
Hardest thing I lost, I think my ability to maintain, and what I'm saying, just to do it on my own.
Once you end out on the streets, there's a lot of skills that you start developing in order to survive, and survival skills out on the streets are totally different than the skills that you or I need in our apartments or in our if we own a home or we rent.
Well, I think I've always been a survivor. The skills that I've learned on the street are totally different than what you use in real life, obviously. I was a prostitute, so my prostitution had led me to many of my arrests and many convictions and ended me up in prison. And that's how I survived on the streets. I survived by selling my body either for booze or drugs or alcohol or whatever that situation may be. And I did it, and I did it very well.
Well, you have to adapt to everything, your way of living. I mean, the people you hang around with, everything is more dangerous, if that's what you want to say. I mean, it's you sleep outside, you scrounge for your food, so it's you're willing to take more drastic measures to solve your problem or your issue, and if you're hungry or whatever, to do that. It's just like
It just brings it to a whole new level. You have to adapt to the situation. I mean, it's real hard and it's real tough, just to survive all those conditions and stuff out there, So, yeah, you definitely, gain some different types of skills, to help you adapt out there.
Although homelessness involves a lot of loss, through the process, people learn a lot about themselves.
For myself, I learned that I can make it, no matter the situation, no matter what I go through. I know that I'm a survivor, and today I have the coping skills to do it, and I'm moving forward today in life.
Well, I think I tolerate a lot more stuff. My willpower has been stronger than I thought it would be. I learned that helping my mental illness also was a big factor, because I have more ambition to get back on the right track.
I learned that I'm a strong person, and that I can pretty much handle adversity, well, but and just basically just take one day at a time.
So homelessness often derails people's goals and where they would like to be, and what we try and do is just to get them back to where they want to be in their most ideal situation.
I'd be knee deep in the water somewhere. I would run to the ends of the ocean, and that would be the perfect life, where I didn't have a problem, not a worry, not a care in the world.
Well, I suppose I'd be in a house, fishing more, spending time with my daughter, my grandson. More of a family-orientated thing.
I would be very stable, my own place, like to have my youngest daughter, come stay with me. Schooling, some type of degree or a trade or something, and basically, living on my own, maintaining and taking care of myself and my daughter, and just being happy again, and having my mental illness, understanding it, and coping with that, and just know more about that, and so I can just live a more healthier life.